Now, I know getting your food organized for a night shift can feel like a drag, but it doesn't have to be. I'm going to give you my very best tips for prepping your meals on nights to stop that unnecessary weight gain and bloating, because you now no longer need to rely on the vending machine. How meal prepping smart can give you copious amounts of energy to last throughout the entire shift. And of course, how I can save you time and money. This first tip is by far the most important, and that is we need to make time to consciously meal prep. It doesn't just happen. Most night shift workers work a rotating schedule unless you're a permanent night shift worker. So we can't do what a 9 to 5 worker would do and just have a consistent day that we need to meal prep. We need to look at what shifts we've got coming up in our roster and designate a few precious hours to going to the grocery store and meal prepping once you get home. You must treat these special moments like an appointment that you absolutely cannot get out of. While you're consciously meal prepping, don't forget to think about your environment at work. There's no point buying items that need to go in a fridge if you don't have those facilities. Is there cutlery, plates, a toaster, a sandwich press, or somewhere that you can at least store your food? Because this really dictates what you buy when you do go to the grocery store. My next tip is for you to spend your precious time creating snacks rather than big meals. Overnight, our digestive system is essentially asleep. So even though that big bowl of pasta might taste delicious, you're going to pay for it because it's going to cause nausea and bloating and probably make you feel really sluggish after it. So when you're meal prepping, snacks is what you want to go for. A few suggestions could be some hard-boiled eggs that you've pre-prepared, or some hummus that you dip in some veggie sticks. I personally like celery, carrot, cucumber, even some peppers. You know that I love protein balls because I've talked about it on another video. These are my beautiful handmade creation that honestly fill me up for hours. I also like chia pudding, a simple toasted sandwich, some granola and some yogurt, fruit and nut mix, or even some celery with some peanut butter on it. Another idea is soups or smoothies. Your digestive system appreciates these sort of foods overnight because they're easily digestible. If the snacks you're creating do contain fruits and vegetables, choose ones that are in season. Go to the local market. They'll be delicious, they'll last longer in your fridge, and it'll probably save you a couple of dollars. My next tip, if you can help it, is to avoid the grocery store when you are exhausted. We both know that your cart is going to be overflowing with sugary foods in an attempt to lift your mood, lift your energy levels, but it's not going to help. If you find you're constantly tired as a night shift worker, have you considered doing your grocery shopping online? You don't have to battle the crowds and you're not influenced by all that marketing encouraging you to buy the sugary snacks. If you do find the energy and stamina to hit the shops, stick to the outside aisles. This is normally where the frozen and fresh foods are stored. And where possible, do your shopping outside of peak times. You do not need the hustle and bustle or the fight for a car park. Do you suffer heartburn or reflux, particularly when working nights? If you do, we need to be smart about not bringing foods that make these symptoms worse. Items like gluten, so breads and pastas, drinking sodas or any carbonated drinks with a straw, and also raw vegetables such as broccoli can also bring these symptoms on. So if you do suffer from reflux or that heartburn when on nights because our digestive system is asleep, do a bit of research into this area and figure out the foods that you should not be taking on a shift. My next suggestion is to invest in high quality containers. You don't need soup spilling all through your bag because the lid wasn't tight enough. When going container shopping, there's some important things I need you to remember. One, are they safe for the dishwasher? Is the lid airtight? Have you got some containers that are different sizes? You might only want a little one like this for sauces or condiments. Are they big enough but not too big that you're actually overeating? Are they able to be reheated safely in the microwave? Are they stackable? This quality may not be necessary for some of you in big kitchens, but if you're in a little one-bedroom apartment, a stackable container is really important. Personally, glass containers are my absolute go-to. I know they cost a little bit more money and you can't stack them, but I can see what's in them. They don't smell, they don't warp over time. I can use it over and over again and it looks exactly the same as the day I bought them. So if you're looking for a new container, glass is what I recommend. If you are a soup lover like me, or you want to start having more of it because you know it's good for our digestion, I highly recommend getting a container like this that has a screw top lid. Don't go for something like this, even though I love it. It's not great for soup because I still think it leaks. Brands like Thermos, which I'll link to below, have some exceptional products that I highly recommend if you're transporting any liquid to work. My next meal prep recommendation is to use appliances. I know air fryers and pressure cookers are hugely popular, but we don't have either of those in our house. All we've got is the slow cooker, and man, it gets a workout. I really appreciate that when I get home from a shift, I can quickly throw some food into the slow cooker, turn it on, and go to sleep. When I wake up, dinner's ready. Literally, it took me about 6 minutes and it's ready. I can use cheaper cuts of meat. It very rarely burns and it's safe to be left on while I'm asleep. If you don't have a slow cooker in your house, we recommend buying yourself a little treat. The other meal prepping tool I swear by is these knives. We got these as an anniversary present years ago and they are phenomenal. If you find your meal prepping is taking way too long because of blunt knives, put them on your Christmas or birthday list because I think this makes a huge difference. So you might be thinking, once I've made all these delicious snacks and I bring them to work, when is the best time to eat them so I have energy and I don't feel bloated? This video I recently produced will answer this exact question. Thanks for watching and we'll see you at the next shift.